this morning. Subject, the work isn't finished. Well, it isn't finished. Let me be grammatically correct. The work isn't finished. This text is going to start from John 4, 34th verse through 38th verse. We're going to start there and we can read this, and I want you to meditate on it as I read through it. Not just hear it, but take it in. Listen to it. Jesus said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. Say not ye that yet there are 4 months, and cometh the harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eye, and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and the gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. All right. And herein is that saying true. One soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that wherein ye bestowed no labor. Other men labor, and ye are entered into their labor. All right. The work isn't. As I used to tell everybody in the job when I get taught. I'm just a country boy from Butler, Alabama. Don't expect me to speak in long words. I'm just going to tell you, and you receive it the way I put it out there. The work ain't finished. Amen. It may be close to getting started than it is to finish. We who are children of God have to look on. We were planted in this community to complete the work that God had put before us. We were planted here to go out and do a work. That work starts in us. We have to, and let me take a break here. The work starts in us, but it isn't completed in us yet. We still have to have that work completed in us. If you remember back in Philippians 1st chapter, I think it was the 9th verse, 6th verse, being confident of this very thing, that he has started a good work and he will complete it before Jesus Christ. The work that God has for you, in you, Jesus Christ is working on that work, and he'll complete that work before he comes back or before you leave here. If you stay with him, God will complete the work that he started. But we have to, once the work is begun unto us, we are called to go out and do the work that's out there in the field. Your work is not in here. It starts in here, but it's completed out there. This community, this place, this world is where you do your work. It's where we go out. You don't sit in here in comfort. And this may not be the comfort that you think it ought to be. The chairs may not be, the pews may not be to your satisfaction. But in this comfort, you don't sit in here and, well, brother, I know you don't have anything. I'm going to pray for you. When you got storehouses in your home that you ain't doing nothing with, or I'm saving them. In case I need. In case I. The work is that we are, once we are saved, we go out. And we complete the work out there as God completes the work in here. We have started this work a long time. A lot of it, as I heard one person say a long time ago, we've been in this way a long time. You young folks can't tell us how to do stuff. But see, that's the problem. You in the way of the work getting done. Because your dad or your mama did a certain way, you think that's the way it ought to be done. It might have started out like that, but you got to complete it out there. You can't think that all your work, all the things that God told you to do is in these 4 walls. It's not. It begins here, but you got to go out. The work isn't finished. Well, you know, I went out and talked to this brother down there in the corner the other day, and I told him to come to church. Okay, you started your work. Go out and finish it. Ask him if you need a ride. Ask him how things are going at home. We are children of the King. We have things that we gotta do. Check on one another.
All right.
We in this day and time where we want everything quick and right now. We want somebody to go and see about somebody. Well, I heard that such and such wasn't doing all right. Have you checked on? Have you?
All right.
Come on now.
All right.
This is. Don't get the pastor upset. I'm trying to get this out of here. But God got me. Now I'm gonna get y'all. God put this before me. I'm putting it right. I'm gonna give it to you the way I got it. It's like somebody out there who's hungry. All you want is the apple. But you don't want the seeds. Somebody give you some seeds. I don't want this. I want an apple. If you take the time to do the work to raise that, to plant that seed and raise that tree, you'll have more apples than you'll ever need. But you don't want that. And work in that. Can't you just give me an apple? All I want is one apple. You got plenty over there? Give me an apple. I gave you the seed. If you do what you should do with the seeds, if you do the work of these seeds, you can be selling apples. You can be giving away apples. But no, that's for somebody else. God ain't called me to go out here and talk to anybody. God ain't called me. How you know? Did you ask him? See, our problem is we expect the pastor, the preachers, the deacons to do all the talking to God. I don't want to talk to God. He might tell me something to do that I don't want to do.
All right.
I talked to him. He told me to preach. I didn't want to do it. I ran. Let me just say I didn't physically run. I avoided it. I avoided going to church. I avoided talking to God. I avoided talking to anybody who would talk to God. But eventually, God got his point.
All right. All right.
You said go. Or I said go, and you said you go. So what's the problem? I mean, I thought you were going to send me as a singer, as a deacon. I didn't know you were going to send me as a preacher.
All right now.
You know, I prefer. It's like you're seeking employment. You don't want to work. I want the benefits, but I don't want to have to do all that menial labor. I don't want to have to go out there and do things for other people. I don't want to have to cut grass. I talked to Deacon the other day. He said he had somebody in the region that wasn't doing good and he needed to cut the grass. But it's just like, Deacon, I'll cut that grass for you. Oh, no, I got it. Some folks, oh yeah, man, that's a good idea. You out there, you on up and down that road there and told your lawnmower. What about that and we're ready to get that? That's where we are. We'll think of good ideas for somebody else to do it.
Amen.
We can think of everything in this world to help somebody else be saved. But we lack it.
All right.
Oh yeah, Pastor, I noticed that when you come in, you're going to speak to everybody. Well, I was busy, but I will do that. I'll try to catch them before they leave. I'll speak to everybody. But did you speak to? No, I didn't, but you, Pastor. The pastor is a servant to the members and the community. Surrounding community. Wherever God tells you to go, you got to go. So we think that because the pastor is the leader of the congregation, that he's the only one who can go. Let me straighten you out. Red here.
Right.
Notice I use that formal English, that red here and red now. No. God put all of us down here to do a work.
Yeah.
We all have a job to do. We all have gifts. We all have talents. Those gifts and talents are to do the will of God.
Yeah.
The will of God, if you don't know what the will of God is for you, ask.
Amen.
It's simple. Well, they say that God doesn't speak to man anymore. if you talk to him, you know, a lot of people won't speak to you unless you speak to them first. A lot of people won't speak to you unless you speak to them first. And then once you speak to them, oh, you always had that face on. I was scared to approach you. But now that you spoke, I think we're going to be friends. Jesus Christ. What a friend.
Yes. Yes.
What a friend we have in Jesus.
Yes.
See, we think that because we are saved, we've accepted Jesus in our life, we accepted God in our life, that we're finished. All you got to do, now this is what they tell you, all you got to do is give your hand to the preacher. Tell him that you want to be saved, that you want to join the church, and you're good to go. You can go out and you can do anything you want to. If somebody would point that out, where they read that is, I would be so happy.
All right. All right.
It's not in here. I've read the book a couple of times. It's not in here. That's not what the word says. The word says that we have a job to do.
Right.
That we are called. It says many are called,
Yeah.
but few are chosen. Some people get called and they run.
All right.
Some run this way and some run that way. The ones who run this way, eventually God catches up with them and sends them back. But others run this way before they even try, before they even know what they get called to do. Well, you know, I was called to be a preacher. So I just went out and I made me a church. I formed a church and started online, and now we got a building and we ready to go. You were called, but you wasn't chosen.
All right.
It's like you are chosen to be qualified.
Yeah.
But I chose you so I could take a closer look at you. And once I looked at you, you go back and sit down.
Come on,
You
preacher.
too hard here. I chose you and I asked you one task. Go over there and lay hands on the sister. You went over there and you laid hands everywhere except where you should lay.
All right.
Sit down. Sit down. See, people can't take instructions. God gives you instructions.
Yeah.
He tells you how to do what he wants done. If God hadn't told you how, wait on it.
Wait on it.
Wait on it.
Yes.
You look at it and you think that I've done what you asked me to do. You asked me to go and you asked me to sit down and you asked me to talk to the sister. I did that. She said she wasn't ready. I've done my part. The job isn't finished.
All right.
Until God says it's finished, you continue to talk. You continue to sit down with that brother. And you continue to let him see the Christ in you.
All right. All right.
See, sometimes, you know what's the biggest thing that can turn a relationship? Letting somebody know that you want to. You might not go and join them in a bar and get drunk together. I'm talking about telling them, I used to be like you.
Yeah.
I got saved and I failed. Stumbling block came in my way, I got hit, and I got knocked out. But I saw myself, and I talked to my God. And I remembered my first love.
Hallelujah.
I remember that Christ told me that he would never leave me
Yes.
nor forsake me. So while I'm laying down in the muck and mire, I called on him.
Yeah.
I asked my Lord, my Savior, Lord, you see me, and you know I was wrong, and I'm telling you, I was wrong.
Yes.
Help me. Pick me up.
Yes.
Allow me to make my way back into your good grace.
Yes.
Let your grace, your mercy surround me. And don't let my fall affect somebody else. I don't want my living to be in vain, and I don't want my falling to cause somebody else to stumble. I don't want anybody going to hell because I fail. Because I'm going to get back up. I'm going to get back up. Because it ain't finished. No matter how tired I get, no matter how stressful this job gets, it's not finished. When God gave me this, He gave it to me, and I remember seeing Nehemiah brought up a slave. Nehemiah was a slave. He worked his way up to being the king's cupbearer. Then he learned about his old hometown. He learned about the city and how the wall was falling down. How it had completely ransacked. And when they went back to build that city, Nehemiah got a letter from the king. You can go back. You're a good man. You can go back. I'll give you my permission, whatever you need. Here's my letter with the stamp on it. Nehemiah went back to his people, told them he had permission, and recruited men, builders, to help build up the city. And while they were working, the enemies, and y'all know you got enemies. You got people who smile in your face and all the time talking behind the back, try how they can bring you down. Well, the enemies got together and they decided we're going to get them. We don't want that city built back up. The Bible says that they had built the city and built the walls up. They still had gates to put on it. But God said, as they were working on that, Nehemiah kept getting these letters from the enemy. Messengers bringing letters. We need you to meet us over here. Because when we come over here, we're going to discuss what you're doing wrong. Finally got a letter that says, you might ignore it. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Finally got a letter that says, we're going to write a letter to the king telling him there's another king in Judah. You setting yourself up as a king and he ain't going to have it. So you need to come over here and we're going to discuss it. Nehemiah encouraged the people. He told them, yeah, we got enemies and we know that they don't like us. They are setting us up. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to build. But we're going to build with a hammer in one hand and a weapon in the other.
All right, all right.
The work ain't finished.
That's right.
And your enemies will come and they will set themselves up to destroy you.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to see what you're doing. But you got to continue to work.
Yeah.
Because the job ain't finished. You can stand here and have prayer in one hand
All right. Glory to God.
and a shield in the other.
Yeah.
Because God has put you here to be a shield against what Satan got to go with. And he got your prayer as a weapon.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it. You don't have to take down. You don't have to allow your enemies to put you to shame.
All right, Lord.
The only time you take back is when you want to.
My Lord.
If you fall down, there is no way that Satan can defeat us.
Amen.
We can allow Satan to scare us, to put fear in our hearts. But you know what fear is? Fear is worried about something that hasn't happened yet. That's all it is. Anytime you're afraid of something, I remember when I used to be afraid of walking home in the dark. We were at our auntie's house, grandmother's house, walking by yourself in the dark. Well, I wasn't afraid once I got home. I was afraid where I was. I was afraid of what might be between me and them. That's the future. You're afraid of something that might happen. God has your future in his hand. He said, I got you. Don't be afraid of that disease. Don't be afraid of that enemy. Don't be afraid of that job letting you go. I gave you one, I'll give you another one. Don't be afraid of being hungry. human, and sometimes we think like we're human.
Yeah.
We worry about what the next second or the next day or how we going to get fed or how we going to... Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
God's got you.
Lord.
We wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for God.
Thank you, Lord.
Look back on where you are
Yeah.
and how you got there. I heard a song earlier that I was telling Deacon about. The premise is talking to Jesus. This young man wrote the song, said that he saw his grandmother praying. And he said he couldn't understand the things she was saying. When she finished, he asked her, he told her, well, I'm going to go back and come back when you finish. You back and do it. She said, no, you stay. I'm talking to Jesus. You going to need to learn.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
How to talk to Jesus.
Yes.
Your children need to learn
Yes.
how to talk to Jesus.
Yes. My God.
It ain't hard. It's just like talking to your dad. Whatever is on your heart, Jesus will accept it if you're earnest with it. Tell him that you don't know how this is going to work. Tell him that you're afraid.
Amen. Lord.
But talk.
Hallelujah.
And after you talk, listen.
Yes.
Allow Jesus to speak to your heart. Allow him to tell you that he loves you.
Yes.
That there's nothing you've ever done that'll drive him away from you. A friend at midnight.
Yeah.
A friend when others will turn you away. It's too late. I don't want to get out of my bed to see what you want.
All right.
I ain't getting up to answer that phone. A friend. Church, I want you to know that it isn't finished. The work isn't finished out there. And it's definitely not finished in here.
All right.
You've got to be open to allow Christ to finish the work that he started in here
Yeah.
so that you can go and work out there. I know a young man who got saved in prison. And when he got out, a new saint, new Christian, he wanted to go back into his world he was in and save all the others out there on the drugs. He didn't make it. He fell back. His friend, he talked him into it. He wasn't strong enough. You have to let God complete the work in here.
Yes.
And allow him to tell you what to do, when to do, and how.
My Lord.
Church, as I get ready to close, as I close, the work isn't finished.
My Lord.
As the 35th verse says, lift your eye and look at the feet.
Right.
They're white and ready for harvest.
Yes.
We are the harvest. No, you didn't plant it. And some things you sowed, you won't harvest.
That's right.
God said some plant, some water, some harvest. Some sow, some water, some rain. Just because you planted the seed
All right.
doesn't mean you'll be around to reap the harvest.
All right.
But whatever God got for you,
Yes.
do your part.
Amen.
Do your part.
Yes. Amen.
When you've done your part, God will remind you that you're just a part of this whole picture. You don't have to see it out. Sometimes we get so focused on seeing the big picture. I want to know how my giving is going to fit into the big picture. I want to know how my praying gonna fit into the big picture. I want to know how my work is gonna fit into the big picture. Ain't yours to know.
All right.
Yours is to do the work that God sets before
Yes,
you.
yes.
My job isn't to go out and sing to presidents, to kings. Don't say me. My job is to do the will of my Father. Church, I pray that you and God relate to me. You know that the work isn't finished. And we're out here for the long haul. Till Christ calls you home. For Mother's Day, God one day reminded me of this. Like we say that a mother's job is never done. Mama's always good. She always got something she can see or see that need to be done. If she can't get nobody to do, she'll do it herself. That's a mother. Just like that mother always sees something need to be done, God has a plan for your life. There is no time that He wants to see you sitting there and doing nothing. You can't retire from this.
All right.
You maybe get too old to preach. You maybe get too broken down to go. But my Father loves you. And just because somebody came to see you, that may be your opportunity to tell them about Christ. When you're too old to go, then all you got to do is tell. God will make a way for you to do the work.